Y'all excited for their mandatory microchipped vaccinations, huh? You unlocked your phone with your fingerprint to tweet this on an app that knows your exact location. Yeah, I will never understand all the people that are scared about vaccines microchipping them. What do you think the government is going to find out about you that they can't already find out as is? Special thank you to my YouTube members Holly Miller and Sebastian Dorendorf, and to my patron McPuffin for supporting my channel and supporting my content. Thank you so much, guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are returning back to Insane People Facebook because, as I announced on my community tab recently, we're gonna do like 2 to 3 weeks worth of just insane content. So Insane People Facebook, Insane Parents, Vax Happened, I Am a Total Piece of Shit, all of that stuff, you know? Maybe I'll look for a couple new ones as well, because I'm still getting harassed about my weight and being a neckbeard for the fact that I laughed at some conspiracy theories. So clearly I'm doing the right thing here, so I'm just gonna do it more. So let's get into the subreddit, shall we? Ever wonder why they quit teaching cursive in schools? Could it be that they don't want future generations to be able to read the Declaration of Independence and actually know they're right? Conspiracies that make you go, So, are we just going to ignore the facts that there are numerous sources that have transcribed the entire Declaration of Independence on numerous websites? Plenty of people have done it, and anybody can learn cursive should they want to make sure that it's accurate. It's really not hard. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and say that they stopped teaching us to read cursive because it's not important, rather than they want to hide from us our rights. Your fact checker is wrong. Only 9% of the bill is COVID related. 825 billion out of 1.9 trillion. Sorry, but maths? I'm gonna ask you this question very slowly. What is 825 billion divided by 1,900 billion times 100? I'll give you a hint. It's more than 9. If your paycheck is $1,900 and the government takes $825 for taxes, is that only 9%? Is that Democrat math? It's a fact that only 9% is COVID related. The rest is pork, whether you believe it or not. Did I miss the pandemic in 2017? My dude, it's just regular old math. Math doesn't have a political agenda. I'm just using the numbers you gave me. 825 billion for COVID, and where did you get that from? Out of 1.9 trillion. That's like 43.4%, not 9%. Oh, it's not even like he forgot to do the times 100 part to make it into a percentage, right? He just straight up got the wrong number. Like as much as I love Jesus with my whole heart, I will never disrespect him by eating here again. I'm not asking anyone else to do the same, but I feel it's important for people to respect our Heavenly Father. Standing up for my faith is more important than eating at this place. Taco Bell, you know, the Horus eye, the reptile eye. I'm interested at what the correlation between a reptile eye and Horus's eye is, because one's like Egyptian symbolism and one's like Satanism, and they are not the same thing. But also, her first sentence, as much as I love Jesus with my whole heart, I will never disrespect him. Wait, but that, the statement sounds like she's about to say that she's doing something that he wouldn't approve of. Like, as much as I love Jesus with my whole heart, I'm still gonna eat at Taco Bell. But she's like, as much as I love him with my whole heart, I'm gonna obey him. Like, it doesn't... Yeah? Okay? Sure. How about no checks sent out? Instead, no taxes taken out of our earnings the rest of the year. Worker rewarded, freeloader not. Hold on, so what about all the people that are unable to work, regardless of whether the facts they want to work or not? What about the people that physically cannot make ends meet because they could die or could kill somebody else. Cutting the taxes, not really a reward. Also, taxes are pretty important when it comes to, you know, the US existing and the UK in that regard. Taxes are important for building roads, for example, you know, the firefighting service, police forces, all of the stuff that the government does to help people. Taxes are important. I would rather have a paycheck than have my non-existent taxes cut. I mean, I'm an apprentice, so I earn half minimum wage. I don't pay taxes yet because I've not earned enough to. Having my taxes cut, not gonna make a difference for whether I can afford things, is it? Luckily, I don't live on my own, so it's not as big a deal for me. But for a lot of people, not earning enough money is a bit of a problem, you know? Main thing for me is travel, because I have to spend like a third of my earnings on travel. So join my Patreon and help me get the train. Hard to swallow pills. The best defense against male violence is a man of your own. No, these aren't even hard to swallow pills. How about instead of using men to make women safe from men, we just don't have dangerous men? Yeah, how about we just make it safe for women to live their lives as they want to live them on their own, rather than them needing a bodyguard out of risk of being assaulted, yeah? How about that, you know? I'm just saying, they shouldn't need a defensive male to protect them. They shouldn't need protecting in the first place. If medicine worked, you wouldn't need to refill your prescription. That's not how that works. So, right, I'm gonna give you an example from my personal life. I take medication called antidepressants because my brain doesn't produce enough of a chemical for me to function without getting depressed and not wanting to exist anymore. I have to take medication to balance out the chemicals in my brain. If I stop taking that medication, then the chemical imbalance returns. It's a temporary solution that I have to keep on doing, otherwise it's not solved. The medicine works while I'm taking it, and if I stop, then I need to take it again. If you have, say, an infection and you need to keep taking medicine to get rid of it, if you stopped taking medicine halfway through, then the infection's gonna come back and get worse. You don't have to just take medication once. Refilling prescriptions is important for things that are long term. I ran for office and was elected with 74.7% of the vote to represent the people, not the politicians. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Well, you ran unopposed and only got 75% of the vote? That's not something to brag about. It's embarrassing. It's like, I can't remember the exact amount, but there was that dude that ran for like mayor and he only got 9 votes but had 10 members of the family. I'll have to find the original picture because it's quite funny, but yeah, man. Running unopposed and still only getting 3/4. Never ever trust a politician with itty bitty eyes, and Joe Biden has the itty bittiest ones. Very true. Ah yes, eyes. They define a person's intelligence, moral standings, and political beliefs. As we all know. I'm just gonna quickly look up some pictures of Donald Trump, and those are some itty bitty beady little eyes he's got there. So, not sure what this person's trying to say, really. Is there a correlation between the legalization of weed and the overreactive paranoia related to COVID? California, Colorado, Canada, COVID. It's the places beginning with C. Obviously, it all makes sense now. Yeah, obviously it's weed that are making people scared of the millions of deaths that COVID has caused. Makes sense to me. Got nothing to do with statistics and the fact that California, for example, has really high COVID rates or anything. Oh, people make some weird links, man. I don't get it. Staggering numbers of healthcare workers, more than 1 in 5, have experienced anxiety, depression, or post-traumatic stress disorder during the pandemic. Most of them are women who can't handle the stresses of any job. It has nothing to do with the pandemic. They just like to gripe and complain about everything. Way too emotional for such serious lines of work. You need some serious mental help. I just want to point out that there were women nurses before the pandemic. Yeah? Right? The pandemic has caused 1 in 5 people to have anxiety, depression, or PTSD that didn't have it before the pandemic, but women were still doctors and nurses before the pandemic. So, I don't know what you're saying about them being ready to handle stress on any job, but they were clearly already handling it. As soon as I get my stimulus check, I am getting 2 mattress toppers and some pillows from Mike. I've had my pillow for 12 years. It is still new. 12 years and it's still new? Not really sure that makes sense. Then I'm going to Chick-fil-A for lunch, then Hobby Lobby for art supplies, then come home and paint a portrait of Donald Trump. Everything I buy will be from Christian and conservative businesses. Oh no, I'm sure Biden is so unhappy about you stimulating the economy with your money, right? If you ever needed more proof that Trumpism is a cult, it is that people like this are making sure to use their money to only spend on conservatives and like-minded people. Can't believe I didn't even comment upon the fact that this person even went home to paint a portrait of Trump. It's a cult. It's a cult. It just is a cult. You're not supposed to worship your president like he's a cult leader. Biden slips up, I'm calling him out for it, because criticism is healthy and important to making sure a president makes the right choices. Worshipping Trump as this zenith of human perfection who never makes mistakes is not a healthy view to have. And now, I'll see if I can find the picture, he is making sure to tell everybody to remember that there would be no COVID vaccine if it wasn't for the fact he was president. I live in a different country, sir. When I get vaccinated, you've had no involvement in that. He is a cult leader that believes everything that he says. He is so narcissistic and trumpets by every single second of it. Look at all the flags behind him in our White House and only one American flag. Who wants to tell them? Are you gonna tell them? I'm not. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that these people are the same species as us. Witness the legend like it's never been told before. LaShawn Thomas joins with anime hitmakers Mappa for Yasuke, a new series following the legendary African samurai, premiering on April 29th. Now, I'm not racist, but anime is supposed to be an escape from all the politics the real world shoves down our throats. Adding black people kind of just defeats the whole purpose. What? First of all, there are a lot of political anime out there. And second of all, black people existing is not them shoving a political agenda down your throat. You know it's gonna be good when someone starts a conversation with, "I'm not racist," right? Yeah. It's like a YouTuber I watch called Nerd Cubed. He's great, go check him out. He's like the most wholesome guy ever now. He has this thing that he talks about in his streams where one of his favorite things to do is to start a sentence with like, "I'm not racist" or "I'm not sexist," and then just say something that has nothing to do with being racist or sexist. Like, "I'm not racist, but I really like vanilla ice cream." And then someone's like, "That wasn't a racist statement." And he's like, "Well, yeah, I said I'm not racist." They're just the best way to mess with people. "I'm not sexist, but Coke Zero is better than Diet Coke." And the final picture. "Nazis used to call it control of information. Today, they call it fact-checking." Now, there's a huge difference here to someone not being allowed to speak their mind because it's been made illegal by the government, and someone spreading completely false information and then being called out for the information being false. Let's say I went on the internet and said, "I believe that 2 + 2 = 3. I'm gonna have people telling me that I am wrong. Because I am. They fact-checked and given me the correct information. They have not censored me for saying that 2 + 2 = 3. They have corrected a piece of blatant misinformation. And you know what I'm going to do with that information that I have just been supplied? I'm going to adjust my point of view. Hey, look at that. Here are a lot of sources and other informations that prove that 2 + 2 does not equal 3, it equals 4. I was incorrect. I'm going to move on knowing that I have now readjusted my opinion to something that is correct. This is something that these people hate doing. If they have been told that they are incorrect and given proof, they have been censored. No, you were just wrong. Being wrong and not believing the correct information you were then supplied does not mean that your wrong post is therefore right. It is still wrong regardless of whether you believe it's right or not. And that's where I'm gonna end the video, guys. If you want to support me in making content like this, I have a Patreon down below, or you can click that join button. It helps a lot more than you might realize. I'm hoping by the end of the year, I can pay off train fares to work using YouTube. Wouldn't that be great? Other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.